I don't know. Can you hear her?
I can't hear her. We can't hear you, Maggie.
I had the same problem the other night.
Uh-huh.
Where somebody could see me but not hear me, but I could hear her but not see her.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The first time I used Zoom, I used it on my phone and I had that problem. So I started using it on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't used it on I have a Surface, so I don't, I mean, be the same, I would think the same thing, but.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I just take that out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ditch this. Forget it. I was like, maybe I should just try without that. Well, I just got the video working on this. This is like a hand-me-down from my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and I'm happy
Well,
that I can
is it a phone?
TV. So then I'm like, oh no, not the sound too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are you using a laptop or a phone?
This is what is this? Gosh, I feel so old sometimes. I don't know what this is. It's I don't know what it is. What is it? Oh my God, I'm so dumb. It's a Surface. It's a Surface.
Oh, okay. We were just talking about that. I had an issue trying to help out Jenny's new teammate, and I tried doing Zoom on my phone, and she couldn't hear me, but she could see me.
Oh.
But I could hear her, but I couldn't see her.
Oh my gosh.
So we were just talking that Sammy said she did it on her computer and it worked better.
Yeah.
So, it's so crazy, you know, like sometimes I can't tell you how many times when I'm setting up a meeting and I accidentally don't put like start the video when you know, there's two different options. And I don't know why. Sometimes it's like a default and then it does it and I don't have to do anything. Sometimes I have to select it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I've had a problem with that a few times too.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's super easy to use, right? We just log on.
Right.
Let me get my phone because Kelly texted me.
Yeah, we saw Trevor earlier. He explained what happened.
I don't even know what happened. What happened? She just felt she got sick?
So Remy threw up in her bed, and they had to strip the sheets and everything. They heard her crying, and they went in there, and she threw up, and so they were dealing with it. Trevor stopped by with Remy, and she seemed okay, but I haven't seen Kelly yet.
Oh.
We're still viewing the curtain for this.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Well, it probably involved a bath and such.
Yeah.
No, but she sent me a text earlier of like we were kind of brainstorming. So I can just pretend like I know what she was going to say. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, so I like that she's recording this.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Okay, well, hi, Gabrielle. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. I miss your face.
I miss yours.
Who else is on? Kayla and Sammy. Is that it for now?
I think so.
I think so.
How's it going, Sammy? You're like almost a month in.
Yeah.
How's it going? Good?
Well, the last week hasn't been so much. I'm like job hunting, like my full-time job. So yeah, it's been kind of stressful.
One day at a time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. I didn't realize you had that going on. I didn't even get to talk to you all that much at the launch. I'm actually very much looking forward to Impact, where I get to drive with you. We can get to know each other even more.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's one of the items on the agenda is Impact. So, Kayla, are you going? Or you can't? Or is this the one thing you can't go, right?
I'm not.
So sorry. I'm going to take that question back.
I am registered, but I'm not going. Yes. There was a mishap with our calendar. And yeah.
Well,
so we're going to Disney instead. So
that's right.
It's a good excuse. I mean,
it is. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be just us and not 20 people. Joe's whole family, like one person goes and then another person goes and another person goes and it was like 20 people, so now it's just us four going, so it'll be it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'll be really, really fun.
Yeah, but the boys don't know about it, so
what'd you say?
We're gonna tell them like at the airport. So yeah,
love it.
How exciting.
Yeah,
that's so fun. So Sammy, we'll coordinate times. I need to do that. I don't even know. Haven't even thought about it.
We have a few weeks.
menu, whatever. But I am excited though about the whole beanie incentive, like whenever you place an order,
I know.
an ASVP. So, and I was going to say, yeah, and I mean, Kayla, you should be able to get it, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Well, Gabrielle, you can use me if you want. If you want one of those beanies, you can order an ASVP through me and I'll get you one. But because I think that's what it is. But I'm excited about the new products. That's going to be fantastic. I love that we already like kind of know what they are, and I'm just like,
oh my God, did you guys see that? The diffuser.
No.
They just posted it 9 hours ago. There's an Arbonne diffuser. So it's like a bamboo looking. It's really cool, but I was confused because it said there's some sort of like initials, something like CNTC. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's the
is that Canada or something?
It's either Canada or Australia. Hi, love.
Okay.
Hey guys.
How much throw up did you get on you?
None. Like, she just started crying in a crib, and Trevor went in there to rock her back to sleep, and then hollered down at me that she had puked. So we didn't know it until he went in there. So I don't know. She's only been in bed for an hour, but it was literally just what she ate for lunch. So I'm hoping that just like didn't sit well with her, and it's fine. She's never threw up in her life, and she seems happy now. So hope it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just her stomach got upset or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. It's just that and nothing more.
Yeah.
Is that her still though? Do I hear her?
No, that's someone else's kid.
Someone else's child.
No,
It's not
that's
mine.
my niece. Yeah.
Oh, it's your niece. Okay. I'm like, I don't think it's mine. All right, kid check.
Sorry,
Everyone.
you can continue.
Yeah.
It's okay, Gabrielle. It's okay. Oh, we were just talking about CNTC. That's not Australia. Is that Canada? I don't know which one of those. Canada, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's Canada.
So I hope that's not like just a deal for Canada. I don't know.
I know. I think I read it super quickly, but I don't know. It said CNTC 2018, but it said like stuff before that. But I don't know if it's being launched there. So we have to wait for that to happen for it to come out or something like that. The diffuser is what we're talking about.
I'm sure it'll come to us.
Oh.
Don't you think? I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm excited about the new products. The holiday line looks great. I'm pumped about all of those things. I'm pumped because a lot of those things are like things I need to order. So I was like, I'm going to hold off and I'm going to wait and I'm going to get the holiday version of hand soap and, so I'm pumped about it.
Yes.
I'm using your notes, Kelly. I'm picking up what you were going to say about it.
I don't even send those to you. I'm so glad that I did.
You're a little quiet, friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you speak up louder? Is that better?
That's a little better.
Okay. I'll get closer as well.
Okay. Okay. What were you going to say about SoundCloud calls? That they're amazing?
Oh, well, yeah. So I was just wanted to remind everyone. I feel like everyone on the call, if there were any like people who have never been on our Team Connect or newer people, I was just going to remind people to hop on to following Lindsay. What is it now? Lindsay Success Line on SoundCloud and EMVP Donna Johnson. Obviously, everyone on the call currently already follows that, but if anyone's watching the recording of this afterwards, be sure to follow them on SoundCloud because the Lindsay Success Line is our Monday call every Monday, and I just listened to that one earlier today. Lisa and Kato, our upline, led that, and it was really awesome. They were talking about their takeaways from the Green Bay VP retreat this past weekend. And then EVP Donna Johnson just always has different leaders from Arbonne speaking. So I just wanted to put a plug in for that because they're always so great.
It's Dream Giver Nation.
Dream Giver Nation. Oh, yeah. Thank you. That changed.
And just so people know, I mean, because who knows? I don't know. I have found more and more about SoundCloud, but, you can follow other people. So a couple others that I follow, I just sent a call to Kelly, Debbie Neal. She is an awesome, amazing, crazy person, but she's super good about casting vision and belief. So I follow her. I also really love Sheila Green. So those are just people that I have liked on trainings. And
Sheila Green spoke last year at Impact, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Talked about Impact yet?
What was that?
Have you talked about Impact yet?
Yeah, we just touched on it. We were trying not to rub it in Kayla's face. We feel real bad, but she's gonna be with Mickey, so it's okay.
I mean, you're not. Yeah, it's not like you're just gonna be sitting around doing nothing. So, like,
Right.
you're having a great time doing something.
Yeah, and I told Gabrielle that she can use me to purchase an ASVP and get a beanie if she wants to. Because I forget what you have going on, Gabrielle. Is it Taekwondo something? Oh, you're muted, friend. You're muted.
I'm working that day.
Oh, that's right.
At the salon.
It was a good excuse. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. But yeah, and then Kim is coming, and she's bringing her husband. She registered her husband as a guest too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they're just gonna drive up separate, and so I think it's just you and me, Sammy. But because Caitlin's not coming, right, Gabrielle?
No.
Okay, I hadn't got a hold of her, or maybe she sent me a text.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was all, I think. Are you staying with Ash, Kel, for that?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good.
Yeah. Good bestie time.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm sorry if I interrupted you guys.
No, this is pretty much what it's been like. I'm trying
awesome.
You can go to the next one. GTC.
Woo woo! GTC.
Like I'm in your mind.
Maggie was on the ball, and she was like, "Hey, we should remind everyone about GTC too, because I always forget. Like, it always comes up so quickly, but we always register, like, the early bird registration is in October, and it's similar to the Impact training where there's an early bird special, it's a lower rate, and then you get like some of the new products that are launched there typically as a part of your early bird registration. So it's nice to also be on our radar now, guys, because it's just like start saving up now to do it, because all of us on this call want to move forward in our business, right? We want to move forward. We want to grow together. We want to grow in this amazing tribe, and alongside this amazing brand that we are representing to others. And so GTC is just like an outward reflection and conference form of like everything that this culture and this brand embodies. And so I recently went to, you guys have heard of Girl Wash Your Face, right? That book. It's like
Ashley just told me about it.
So she had a documentary called Made for More, and she talks about in the documentary the impact of being there in person. The documentary was around this live conference that she did in LA. They only did it once, or two times in LA only. And she was just talking about the impact of being there in person. So while watching the movie, or, like watching videos of GTC, like you can like watch different speakers speak and like, still take away a lot from it. But being there in person, it just really pushes you to be your best self, because you're going all in. You're just like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to make new friendships. I'm going to grow myself. And you're just like fully committing to being the best self for yourself and all the people in your life and for your business. And like, it's this all encompassing thing. So anyways, can't say enough amazing things about it. Maybe Gabrielle, you went for your first time last year, right?
Yeah.
What would you say about it to, I know Sammy's never been yet. She just started. Or anyone else who watches the recording, what would you say about it?
Lots of positive energy, just the whole time. It's wonderful. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, it is. You can't walk away without smiling.
No,
it's May 16th. I hadn't heard that yet, but
yeah, it's a month later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Than normal.
Mm-hmm. But hey, at least we don't have to compete with our baby's birthday.
That's true. That's very nice.
Me and Kelly's little ladies are the same.
And Julie.
They share a birthday.
Oh yeah, and Julie's too.
Audrey.
When's Audrey's?
Wasn't she like the 20?
Yeah, it was like the 20-something.
Oh,
20-something.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I am very grateful. The last 2 GTCs I've gone to, I saved my money before, and it's just so nice to take away that, you're already whatever, feel guilty about 5,000 other things as a mom leaving, but at least for me. But yeah, so it's just really helpful to think ahead, and you feel responsible, and it's so nice. At least I love that Arbonne Pure Pay, because that like money just sits there, and I'm always like, oh wait, I bet I have some Arbonne money in there, and I barely remember, and so, anyway, so hopefully I have some saved up already. But yeah, but no, yeah, GTC, fantastic, and Impact will be like a little taste of that, so that's exciting, for Sammy and Kim, who haven't been yet. So
I can't wait to. Well, and it's just fun for you guys to meet everyone in person too, because like this is way better even than just like Facebook. We're like, this is great for you to be able to see everyone and talk to everyone more in person. But yeah, there's something about just being there yourself. So yeah, I can't wait for Impact too. Well, I'd love to just all chat together real quick. I know Matt had asked that question about the chai protein, the blackberry, and Lisa had asked Stacy, and Stacy sent in a question. So as of right now, there's no for sure answer, but she sent in like a request for it, or like, hey, if this isn't what's going to be happening, it should be an option, because it's one of our protein options, it's one of our Fizz Stick options. So at least we know that it's being put out there. And hopefully other NVPs are asking for that too. But anyway, so let's just chat. So the whole purpose of these calls is typically to just, have this camaraderie together and to open it up and talk about whatever we want to talk about. I think on our team calls, we get a lot of updates and great inspiration, but I want this, when Ashley and I first talked about these calls a while back, it was all about just being here for each other. So I figured we could just go around and share, a recent triumph that we've had with whatever we want to. It could be about the business, it could be about personal growth or whatever we want to, and then some trials that maybe we've had in the business or personal growth or whatever.
Mommy.
So I can start, just kind of get started here. A triumph that I had was actually just today. I took the kids to the Children's Museum and ran into a girl that I had just met there once before, and we had become Facebook friends, a few weeks ago when we first met each other. And she was like struggling, like her daughter didn't nap today, so she had been at the Children's Museum for like 3 hours. And I was like, girl, you need a Fizz Stick. And so I handed her one of my Fizz Sticks from my bag, and then asked her to grab drinks with me sometime to learn more about this brand that I love, and just to get to know each other too. So so that was great. And then a trial would definitely, lately for me, just be, I think, consistency of asking. I think I'm not afraid to put it out there in my social media presence, but like, I think just proactively asking and texting people and messaging people has been my biggest struggle lately. So that's me, guys. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So my triumph would be today. I just asked, I've been wanting to ask since I joined my gym in January, to see if I could have like, an Arbonne table or whatever, and just come in at the different classes and just have stuff out there, and, people come up and ask about it, whatever. So I finally asked today. I said, I can't leave the gym without asking, because the owner was finally there. She hasn't been there for a month now. So I've been waiting for her to be there and ask her. So I finally asked her. So she's like, yeah, we'll get together. She'd like to hear about the brand first, of course, before she has it in her gym. So I'm going to do that with her, sit down probably Wednesday or Thursday, and tell her about Arbonne. And if she says, okay, then I'll set up a table at the gym and just be there at the different classes that there are, just to, be there and put the brand out there. So I'm like, I've been waiting for what, I don't know. So I finally just said,
you did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and you did it, right?
Yeah. I just like, I gotta, and even like that one thing came in, Joe switched his car. He bought another car today. So he forgot his driver's license and insurance. So I was like, I could have quickly like said, okay, I got to go do that. But I'm like, no, I have to stay here until she's free to talk, and I'm not leaving. And he's calling for it. And I'm like, you need to just wait because I need to talk to her because I'm not leaving here until I talk to her. So I did that. And then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So I'm like, all that waiting for nothing. It was so stupid. So I should have asked her like months and months ago, but I didn't. So, but I'm glad I didn't take that 1 second.
Even if she would have said no, like, you would have probably had that pride in yourself that you finally asked her, right? Like,
finally
you would have
asked.
grown either way, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's okay. Don't hold on to that. I should have.
Yeah.
Shoulds are terrible. They'll just keep you down. But
right.
It's so exciting because I was talking to Kelly about this a little bit ago. I don't remember if we talked on this last time, but like think of like, and I realized Sam just started, but even still, you can think back to day one and like how many of those hard courage moments have you gone through and like how much easier they get. And even the decision that you had, Kayla, is so exciting. And yours too, Kelly, at the children's, because it's easy to just sometimes like keep chasing the kids and not look up and even notice who's around you. Okay. But like think of how much easier, even when you finally decided you're like, no, this is happening. Like probably a couple years ago, you could have backed out again, but you've grown and you were like, nope, I finally am like, finally really deciding and it's happening and you did it.
Right. Yeah.
So awesome.
Because I'm like, whatever her answer is going to be, that is going to be her answer. It's not, I mean, it could, like, people have said no to Arbonne and then said yes, but like, it's not like, her answer is going to be her answer. Whatever it is, I have, deal with it or accept it or whatever. So I'm like, whatever it is, it is. At least I've asked her, because I've done that so many times where I'm like somewhere and I didn't ask. And then I'm like kicking myself on the drive home and being so mad at myself and getting down on myself. I'm like, if I would have just asked, whether the answer was no or yes, that would have been my answer. And I could have gone home and been like, easier on myself and not so mad, because even if she said no, it was still an answer,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I was excited that I did that. So now I just have to get kind of whatever I'm going to say to her and stuff, kind of together and stuff. And she wants to see some products and that kind of thing. So, but yeah. So, good.
Awesome.
I can go next.
Yeah, Sammy.
So, a triumph. Well, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I finally found a job to apply for. It's been super stressing me out. You have no idea. Last week was a really bad week. Like, just constantly, I would just come home and just spend hours searching. So, finally found some stuff. And I'm actually have the job, like I have it pulled up and I'm like filling it out.
Perfect.
So it was just a huge relief. But yeah, I do need to ask some more people about Arbonne. I mean, that's always going to be an ongoing thing, but my goal is to ask one person this week, like for sure. I have the person in mind.
Good.
That's good. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great, Sammy.
Yeah.
I'm willing to share, but if Gabrielle wants to share first.
Sure. Sure.
You're so enthusiastic.
A triumph, I would say, is jumping on this call tonight, because I was about to just say no and not do it, because I actually I copied and pasted something Lisa posted today, and I actually went on my Arbonne shopper group on Facebook and realized it had been 2 months since I even posted to the group. But one of those reasons is because my household went from 3 people to 6. So, yeah, and those 3 extra people are kids in the ages of 1 to 8. And so I've just been helping my parents a lot with them. Wow. And so I kind of just pushed Arbonne to the back burner, and I kind of want to try to re-energize myself or remotivate myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I'm so glad to see you on here. Like, seriously, I really, like, honestly mean that when I say I missed your face. Like, I really did. Like, you've been sweet, and you've even responded to texts, even in your whatever's been going on. And so I'm just so glad to see you. And it's okay. Arvon is always, always, always here. We are never going anywhere.
Right.
So you don't even have to worry about that. You just can throw whatever that 2-month whatever, throw that out the door. It doesn't matter. You can just start right here, right now, right where you're at.
Right.
So,
Yeah, right.
yes, you got on the call, and that makes my heart happy. But hey,
If I could tell you the amount of times I've started and restarted but Julie and Jenny have, I just say, I'm going to go for it. And then something happens. I'm going to go for it. And then something happens. But they're just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all you got to do is just keep starting.
Yeah.
Like re-sponsor yourself every day, right? That's the doctor.
Yeah.
You take a breath, but then move forward again. It doesn't mean that because you took a 2-month hiatus that it's like, oh, guess what, you're fired. No, because you're your boss. Like, and guess what? This tribe is so loving that it's okay. We love you. We're happy to see you,
It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I got to talk to Cammie this morning too, and yeah, I know. I was at the gym, and I was like, I bet she's up. I bet she's going to work, and it just the stars aligned, and so she's doing really well. I just wanted to pass that along. She was hoping to hop on, but she wasn't sure if she'd be home from Layla's gymnastics. But anyway, so I can pass along that she's doing well.
Good.
So Triumph of Mind, I don't know, it's been a fun summer. So maybe I might do it backwards, Kelly. Sorry, I'm going to start with the trial. But summer has been fantastic, but it totally blew my schedule and therefore my Arbonne time out the water. I let it, I should say, and I'm not going to do that I'm not putting a bunch of guilt on myself. That's fact. It's just what happened. We stayed up late, and that was my Arbonne time before summer. So, but it's okay. We are getting back in the groove. I'm happy to have the wheels moving more fast. And what's so great is even though I took a breath during summer, and it's not that I even stopped. I shared with a handful of people, but my business was still there because I grew it to what it was, which is so fun. Whereas before, when it's just you sometimes or whatever, you do kind of feel like, oh, wow, the whole thing just totally stopped. But, as you keep growing, breaths happen from life, and it doesn't mean that your business stops all the way. So that's nice to look back on. This summer was that was a different breath for me than years past. But so I've just been plugging in, and that is everything. And that's one of the best things I have learned over the years in this is that if I know I'm feeling the way that you're describing, Gabrielle, which is how I was feeling as well, I reach out to my team members. Being a leader helps me get re-plugged in, and then listening to things. So I might check off the team call and I might check off the go for gold, but that doesn't mean I don't stop listening. I go and find whatever is on that SoundCloud and I just listen to it. And so, sometimes I like, oh, I don't know if I can handle Debbie Neal quite yet, and then it's like, oh, I needed Debbie Neal.
But you needed her.
That was this morning. I needed a kick in the butt. I was like, all right, Debbie Neal, let's do it. And it was perfect. And actually, honestly, this last call was so great. Maybe I'll just share it on our team Facebook thing because it really was her back to the basics. And she was so filled up, she couldn't help share it with everybody else. She had just been like a keynote speaker, and I don't even know other places, but anyway, it was just really wonderful. And so my triumph is that, of course, I plugged back in and that I'm looking for my Arbonne time now because I miss it and I want it and I want to share this with others. But it's also because I already saw the ripple of that. I reached out to Kim today too, And because I thought she was going to get on the call, and I just was reminding her. And I'm sure she won't mind me sharing, but whatever. She was just like us, feeling like she'd been taking a breath, and just the doubt was creeping in, as it does in all of us. And so I don't know. I was just going to read to you a little bit of what I ended up pouring out to her, because that's how it's just, you fill it in one person, you fill yourself up, and then just keeps, you can't help it. So I'm just going to read to you real quick. Said, girl, just hold on to what you do know, because she was saying she just didn't know sometimes. I said, hold on to what you do know. You know the products are right for you, and you know that, okay, I can't type very well, but it's okay. You know that they're a safe option for others. Sometimes when we don't see the success in our paycheck, or even in the size of our network, we get consumed by doubt. I know, I get that way too, but I always plug in and get a gut check. Some call or teammate speaks right into my soul and reminds me what I know is that I'm enough, and that this is enough, and that my business, my network, my paycheck will grow as much as I am willing to grow. I know from being in this for as long as I have that this is not about one-time growth, but a constant journey. I really ought to proofread my things. And when I remember that, when I remember it's a journey, I allow myself to enjoy it. Because that was one of the things that Debbie Neal was talking about, is when you just are plugging in consistently and doing what you know you can do to grow your business, then you actually enjoy it, instead of feeling all this doubt and all this other stuff. So I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, I know, right? But it's so easy to do that. I know, I love it. It's so easy to do that, though, when you fill yourself up. If you do not fill yourself up, then it just you won't do it. And you can't just do that. You can't lead. You can't just, I don't make that stuff up. Like, you just can't do that. So, and not that wasn't from my heart, but you know what I mean? Like, my heart is only as big as I grow it, I guess is what I mean.
Well, and don't you guys feel like, so, it's easy to like continue on whatever path that you're on, right? Versus changing that path, right? So like, if you're in this downward spiral of, like, honestly, like what I was, last week before, like watching Bachelor in Paradise, like wasting my time, like not really doing anything productive for my mind or anyone, like including myself, right? And so I knew, like, I need to stop this, right? Mm-hmm. And because of the resources I've been given and the knowledge I've been given from this amazing community and personal growth journey that you're on with this, I knew, like, I need to plug in. I just need to listen to a call. I just need to do something, right? I knew I needed to take that action. It was harder to do than it normally would be if I was already in that activity, right? So like this week, I'm like starting my week right. I'm listening to the calls. I'm, reaching out to some people on during nap time. And like, I'm in this mental momentum, right? So it doesn't mean that we're not going to get out of that momentum, but we can more easily step back into it when we're continuing to surround ourselves with things like this, right? With people like this, with the community that we receive from this. And so I think that's the thing, is like, give yourself grace in those moments where you're maybe not making a good choice, but then also give yourself the kick in the butt that you need to be like, I know what I can do to correct this right now and make me feel better about my actions, and what's going to make my heart and my mind feel better, like, so I love that, because it's a choice, but like, it's going to be a harder choice depending on where we're at, right?
Mm-hmm. Which kind of ties into, Cal, with what we were talking about earlier, maybe last week or something, but I was kind of thinking about this whole, you hear a lot in Arbonne about walking or jogging or running, and it's super hard you lose your endurance, I should say. You lose your endurance, like going from, this is what I personally have done a lot, is going from walking, or even just very slowly walking, to then I'm like, oh my gosh, I listened to a Debbie Neal call, and I'm like, I'm going to just go to Nation in 6 months, and I just start sprinting. And, I can sprint. Okay, I know what to do now. You might not, Sam, you might not feel like that, but, as you learn more, you're like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do, but you can do that. But endurance wise, you can't. So then all of a sudden I get burnout and I go back, I'm doing this yo-yo. So my new mindset, and I'm still developing what that looks like with my life, is I'd like to be jogging, because if I'm consistently jogging, that's way better than this walk, sprint.
Yeah.
Kind of
And what's
mentality.
jogging, Maggie? Can you?
Yeah. So a couple calls ago, Go for Gold, Donna was pointing out, like you can think of it lots of different ways, I suppose. Like the things that I look at. So I always want to be listening to calls. That should be whatever level you're doing. I always want to be plugging into this kind of stuff. I always want to be reading something, that's another thing I'm getting better at. But the jogging and stuff, that is more like the activity is what I'm thinking about and talking about. So to me, what that's looking like is that middle of the road that Don Johnson laid out there. That's 2 new asks a day, 2 follow-ups a day, 2 team reach outs a day. So, sorry, Gabrielle, Cammie, and Kim, I'm reaching out to you a lot because that's who you're my peeps right now. But it doesn't mean I can reach out to Kelly. I reach out to you, Sammy, and that counts. Like, you're connecting with somebody in your team, you're building them up, they're going to build you back up. And then she added, the next call, I think it was, added another one, a gratitude one. And this one doesn't have to be Arvon. It can be anybody. You can send a nice message to your mom. I've been trying to do the voice messages because they're fun. And I don't know, they're just something. It's nice to hear people's voice. I've already gotten that multiple times. Like, oh, it's so great to hear your voice. It's not quite as random as a Facebook message to someone you haven't talked to in 5 years, So anyway, so I guess that's what I'm looking at. And then whatever activity that propels from that action, that's going to be a consistent activity versus the, this crazy up and down. Oh, I asked 30 people this day, but then I can't follow,
right.
Like, just doesn't match realistically what I'm able to do.
So Maggie, how long do you think, like, if you had the list, if you had the people written out who you're going to reach out to that day, how long do you think this would all take? The 2 by 2 by 2. How long does it typically take?
It's probably taken me the first time, because I think I timed the first time. I think that was like 25 minutes. But I think I did it another time. I'm trying to think if I timed it. I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because here's awesome, the thing. They're only 1 minute. Anyone can make that time, right?
Yeah, they're only 1 minute things. You're able to limit yourself with how much you can blabber on, like I'm doing right now. And it's just very simple. You ask them to look at the business. Say, hey, I'd love for you to look at what I learned about what I do, with Arvon now.
Yeah.
And you have to tailor it to whoever you're talking to, but it's only a minute, so it's kind of fun. It's almost like a game. It makes me excited. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I just, whatever comes out. And I just trust it and send it, and that's it. Check. So Kelly and I were talking about making checklists. And so I actually have been thinking, sorry, this is the last thing I'm going to share. I'm talking a lot. But so I have this goal to, like, my gym, if I get there 100 times before December 8th, I will get free membership, because it's part of where I work at the hospital too, kind of. And so I'm like, why do I not have some sort of goal like this for Arvon? Like, here I am, like, busting my butt, getting up early to get to the gym to make my free membership, which is hilarious. I work out really great for like 6 months of the year, and then I forget, and then I do it again. But anyway, so I'm like, I should do this too. So I kind of added up the 2 by 2 by 2, and I was like, all right, 90 people by Thanksgiving is basically what I was thinking. So I was like, wow, think about how much, those are just asks, but that's sort of that, like, or no, it's 180 people, I think. I don't remember how I broke it up, but you can do it your own way. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be checking off every week. So it might not be that I do 2 a day. I mean, that's ideally it, but let's say something happens and it just doesn't get done. Then I still know, okay, great. I'm going to do 5 more on Sunday to make sure I've done my X amount for the day. I don't have my paper in front of me, but so that's me. That's how I'm going to do that. So I can have a little check off and say, good, I did it all that I wanted.
And I love the structure of it that it gives, because it's like, if you want to walk, jog, or run. If it's one by one by one, or 2 by 2 by 2, or 3 by 3 by 3, or whatever it is, like if you send 1 or 2 texts a day asking someone new, and it just go through your contacts on your phone or go through your friends on Facebook, you're going to find someone in less than 5 minutes, right? That you have yet to ask, right? Yes. 1, 2, or 3 follow-ups a day, of someone who's using the product, so sampling them after one-on-one, or, anything like that, or then your team reach outs. So like, I think that I like the simplicity and the structure that gives. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Maggie, because Maggie and I had talked about like 21-day challenge of doing that, where it's like 2 by 2 by 2. And honestly, I know there's some days that I didn't hit that, but it's like, you know what? I can move forward tomorrow and start it back up and do it, because why not? It's a great goal to have. It's just going to stretch me and help me reach more people. Mm-hmm. So love that, Maggie. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and that's a good point too, though, Kels, to say like, we were kind of, I was sort of looking at 90 days. That's where I came up with that, like right before Thanksgiving. Is about 90-ish days from now. And so I was just trying to think, like, if I was consistently jogging for 90 days, like where
and like for a true habit to form, I think that makes the most sense.
Yes. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that those skills can't be well established after the first 21 days, just like a nice starting point for some people.
Right. Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. Okay. Well, dwindling down. There's 3 of us left now.
Next.
Anything else that you guys want to add or ask or anything?
I was just curious, Sammy, about your one girl. Did you ever? I totally Jolie. Is that right?
Yes.